Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome back once again to the Castronics podcast, the most inconsistent podcast in the world. However, today we have a very nice guest with us. We have Ahmed Alqadasi. Welcome back.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah,
we're good.
How are you doing, Ahmed? It's been a long time.
Well, it's been
Since
a
our
very
last
long
discussion.
time. When was it? 9 months? 10 months?
I think it was...
I don't count. It was a very, very,
Yeah, I stopped
very long
counting
time
too.
ago.
Yeah.
It's better not.
We were
Well,
different people. That's all I can say.
Yeah. La, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I'm doing amazing. This time of my life, I'm appreciating everything I have. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I can't say more. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah is like the best word you can use to
Describe. Yeah.
qualify what you're feeling right now. A lot of things have happened since our last recording. So back then you were just a fresh graduate, you know, trying to figure out life. Well, still figure out life, I guess. All of us in that sense. And well, today you're doing something very different. You're in a completely different place. You've done entirely different stuffs. So when I hear about what Ahmed has done ever since, what has changed? Because I remember last time we recorded, people loved the recording. People loved the episode itself because there was a very personal feel to it. You know, people were able to relate to what we were saying. It was very far from whatever we did before when it comes to academia and whatever is related to studies in general. So taking that time out to actually speak about issues that we feel deep down but are afraid to say out loud was something very important back then. And I still think that it's the case right now.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
I don't remember anything. I just like to say, I remember it was a very nice talk. I do not remember what we talked about, except post-graduation for you and MS.
I listened to it, and I remembered when Hajar suddenly disappeared.
Oh my god. That's all I remember from the episode. I said
And it was
disappeared.
it was only Mariam. I have a fun question.
My questions
Mariam
are
has
always
good
very fun
questions
because I'm a
sometimes.
very fun person.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you could present yourself once again, I mean, you're already famous,
Sure.
but you know, just in case
No,
new listeners
no.
would be listening to this recording.
Sure, yeah. My name is Ahmed Alqadasi. My non-Arabs friends call me Q. Alhamdulillah, this is, I think, second year after graduation, or maybe 1.5 year. Right now, I'm working as a teacher, an Arabic teacher, online. So it's, let's call it freelancing. And I do my master's, business management.
Money.
Yeah, all money. Yeah, and in general, I'm let's say an overthinker. I do think about things a lot. I reflect with myself. I take time to see how things work, and it makes me appreciate life more.
I see.
This is very deja vu.
Like
I've heard I'm an overthinker and I think about things a lot. Yeah, my brain was like, oh, we've heard that before.
yeah. I'm still the same person. Yeah.
Good.
I feel like it's part of the young adults checklist. So how do you know that you're a young adult? You overthink. You're still trying to figure out life. Things don't work the way you want. Lots of stress, mental health. See, sometimes they're buzzwords, but I do think that they have their place when it comes to our own context in a lot of times.
What? The overthinking?
Overthinking, mental health, they're words we use a lot, but you know, they do affect us really.
I feel like we're a very woke generation, that's why. Like, before that, like, our grandparents and parents and everything, they didn't really think about mental health. It was all about survival. So,
I
food,
believe.
house, and yeah, that's all. So then, but then they got that settled, and we started like learning more about other stuff. So we started to understand ourselves more and ourselves mentally more, especially our generation, to the point where it's sometimes very bad when you like people like self-diagnose themselves. So there's an extent which is like normal, because everything you have, like everything that happens, you need to be in the middle of it. You don't need to go to the extreme parts of it, and you don't need to like be totally ignorant about it. But we need to be aware of our mental health. So I think that's a good thing about our generation.
I believe. Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
about to say, no, like, in our generation, okay, there are people like, yani, there. I feel like there's no balance. Like people who take it to the extreme, as Mariam said, and people who are like, yani, they are not aware about it. I feel like our parents' generation they weren't focusing on it. Like my dad and my mom, they weren't really like thinking like, oh, what mental health are you talking about, you know? But me as a like person from this generation, I feel like, oh, but we have to be aware about it. Like we have to like, like we have to like not diagnose ourselves. Obviously, I'm not like saying that's like a good thing, but we have to be aware about it. Like if there is something wrong, we should get the help we need.
No, I believe it. Life back in the days was very different, and this is why we look at it from our perspective. But if you think about it, it was very simple life. So maybe this is why they did not need to go to, have some mental health, sessions or anything else like that. Life was very simple, and if you think about it from a point of view of someone, let's say, who lives a very simple life, even nowadays, we hear about minimalistic, right? These people have a very, very simple life. I'm not gonna have 100 shirts in my closet. I'm not gonna have a lot of things I'm purchasing. I'm not gonna work 10 jobs every week. I'm not gonna do 20,000 things every day. No, I'm gonna just keep it as simple as I can. And in that way, I'm not gonna need to think about my mental health as much. It's important to be aware of it, as Haja said. But I think if you overwhelm yourself with a lot of things in university, in your place, outside, with friends, if you have 100 friends and you want to be the best friend to all of them, you're gonna go insane. So these kind of things, if we think about it, used to be the normal back in the days. People had a very small circle, let's say quality over quantity. I'm not gonna have 100 friends over social media. I'm gonna have 20, and 5 of them are my close friends, and I'm very happy with them. I go to work 6 hours a day. I go back, I spend time with my family, I eat well, and I'm happy. That's it. So I think this is the main difference.
But
See, there's something that I like about Ahmed.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Hajar.
Compared to like the last episode, I feel like you've developed a lot, like as a person. Like of course you can never stay the same. If you stay the same, then you're doing something wrong. But as a person, I feel like you've developed a lot. Like you went through like changes. Like you started going to the gym, you started cooking your own food and all of that. So like to see that, it's like I feel like it's pretty cool. Did like after graduation, did that mindset like start coming, or like did you have that mindset before but it was very hard to implement?
It's inspiring. There is something about Ahmed. He is very raw. He says things just the way they are. Doesn't try to sugarcoat, and I like that. I love it when I have discussions with people and we actually say things how they are. And that even brings you closer, and that puts away any sort of barrier that could be between you and a person. So us going to the specifics, Ahmed has been through challenges, and we want to hear about those challenges because at the end of the day, we want to learn from Ahmed's past experiences. Let's get into it.
Yeah, sure, sure. About what Haja said, I think if we want to take away one thing from the podcast is how do we have a quality of life even before graduating. So if you're listening to this now, you still didn't graduate, that means you still have a lot of time for yourself. You're free. You don't have to work. You have money in the bank at the end of every month. So please do something with it right now. We're gonna talk about different things, obviously, like Haja said, going to the gym, cooking your own food, eating healthy, and so on. If you're gonna take one thing from this podcast is practical steps, practical things you apply after you listen to this podcast. So you can even get a paper and a pen if you want. You can write in your phone notes or anything, but use this podcast for yourself. And yeah, what should we start with?
Yeah, my question was, what happened to you? Let's get through the entire story, and we'll get out the lessons from there.
Okay, طيب. Last time we recorded, I was in JB. JB is not Justin Bieber, it's Johor Bahru. So after graduation, I had my own apartment and I had some housemates. And I was very confused what to do now, where to go, what am I supposed to do? Is this right? Is this wrong? A lot of questions, to be honest. And I think one good thing about that time is that I was aware that it's gonna be this difficult. It didn't help me cope with it. So that time I was in JB and I had a goal in mind that I want to move to Kuala Lumpur, KL.
For what reason? Why didn't you want to stay in JB? JB is a pretty chill city as
Who
well.
wants to stay in JB? No offense.
I'm sorry, but we have people here in JB that love JB.
No offense. Other than the humans, have you seen the MRT? Have you seen
Mariam,
how do people live without the
Mariam,
MRT?
Mariam Habibti, you're chaotic. Everyone who lives in KL is chaotic. Everyone
How
who lives in JB is very
how
quiet.
do people live without the MRT?
People have cars.
You don't have a car.
I don't. I know.
And
I
bikes.
And
Bro.
bikes, yes.
No, I mean,
MRT is against traffic, and I support the MRT.
I also support the MRT because traffic in KL is crazy.
And traffic in JB is also crazy.
It's not that
yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say I wanted to move to Kuala Lumpur because I will have the option if I wanted to have a chaotic life, I can, and if I wanted to stay at home, I can. So I can do both at the same time. In JB, usually you don't have much options. You can't go out as much. You don't have many places. I used to go out in JB a lot because I had my motorbike. And it goes to a point where you're just bored of going to the same places everywhere, every time. So I wanted to try something new. And at the same time, I was thinking this would be a step up for me. So at least mentally, I'm going to think, okay, now I'm living in the capital of Malaysia. I need to work more on myself. I need to do 1, 2, 3. I need to invest more time in 1, 2, 3, and so on. So mentally, it was something I needed because sometimes you struggle somewhere. And one of the things you need to do is to move out of that place. Even if it's just moving out of your room to another room, or maybe your room to the living room, you need to move
switch places.
from that place. Switch places. Yeah, you need to. It's one of the things that help you have, let's say, a new page. Yeah, so this is the reason. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of change, so the simplest way I support your like the statement you just said. So when you're having a panic attack, you the best thing to do is immediately change states. So if you're standing, you sit down. If you're sitting down, you stand up. Focus on something. Defer your thinking to something else. So usually when you see someone having a panic attack, you just try to defer their thinking to something simple, like what are you hearing, what's the sound you can hear the most right now, or what's the color you can see right now, anything that can change your state. So basically change your state. So when you say the simplest way to do change is to like move, yeah, I totally agree with that.
I also agree
Yeah,
with
I can
that
relate to that.
because I actually like I had a similar experience, but for me it was the opposite. I made the decision to move from KL to JB because I was studying foundation in UCSI, which is in KL, and then I decided to suddenly change unis because of a lake, but it's okay. Anyways, so suddenly like the whole thing like happened in a week. Like I got the offer letter. Okay. I was supposed like okay, how do I explain this? It was the semester where it was like online, half face to face. So within one week, they released like the statement. They were like, "Oh, everyone has to come back." And then within 1 week, I started looking for apartments. I started, making like all the arrangements to move to JB. So imagine a six-seater car moving from KL, and I'm moving me and my cat and all the other stuff that's going on, and all the like I'm moving my whole place, my whole like room, little tiny room to JB. So I was faced with that within 1 week. So I feel like
that's a very short time.
it's a very short time, but I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I learned a lot from it. Like change when it happens all of a sudden, it teaches you like resilience, and it teaches you how to be like strong. For me to leave such a place, like the only place that I've known, and going into a new environment, like I'm basically forcing myself into a new environment, was basically challenging, I would say.
You said that change does, what's the word to use again?
Resilience.
Sudden change teaches you resilience.
Yeah, sudden change teaches you resilience. I'd like to add to that, sudden changes. Oh yeah, I think it's already included in the word sudden. But what I meant to say is that changes that you expect the least teach you the most resilience. Because there are changes you can expect. For example, I'm studying at university, I'm doing my undergrad, and I know that at some point I'm going to have to leave this place because I'm going to graduate. So that's a change you're getting prepared for. However, let's say that you live in a place and all of a sudden the owner wants to kick you out because, whatever the rent is, or whatever example we had previously. That's a sudden change that teaches you even more resilience, because now you gotta be pragmatic. Now you gotta have to weigh between the pros and cons of the situation you're in, and I think that takes on way more effort than just sudden change, as you said. You see?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Sure. It's crazy how we as humans, change does build us. Change is why we develop at the end of the day. Change over time. SubhanAllah.
Totally.
So Ahmed, you changed places. You went to KL. You started teaching, and at some point you had to travel. But
yeah,
I think the reason behind your travel wasn't just sightseeing. There was an underlying reason to that.
I wished that I had to travel because I wanted to. The first time I traveled, I was in JB, and my student visa was expiring, and I wanted to do something about it, but it was very complicated.
It's always the visa.
Yeah, it was very complicated. The university wasn't helping as much, so I was left with only one option, is to leave the country and then come back with a tourism visa. I did not want to do that because there's something about me that want to rest. I'm tired, I'm exhausted from 2-3 years in the university. I want to rest. I want just to sleep, wake up, eat, and sleep again, just for a while, just to heal. But I didn't have the chance to do that. So I booked a ticket to Indonesia, to Jakarta, and I hope there's no Indonesian friends listening, but I hated Jakarta.
No, don't ruin it for me. Dude, I want to go to Indonesia so bad.
Wait,
Come on,
I went
dude.
to Jakarta. Why did you hate it?
You went there? Oh yeah, you went to Indonesia
I mean,
too.
Most people go to Indonesia. They go to Bali or other nice islands, and I get that. So when you tell them you hate Jakarta or you hate Indonesia, they're like, "What? How come? It's fun." No, Jakarta is not fun. I had to stay there for a whole week. Most of people there don't speak good English, but the people are very nice. Like they want to help. They're really, really nice. But I struggled with the language. And at some point, maybe third, fourth day, I couldn't.
Fed up.
I just gave up. I was like, I'm gonna go back, even if it's gonna cost me another ticket. But then,
So wait, the plan was to stay in Jakarta?
to stay just for a week. Yeah, and then I got a call from my dad that if I could, I would go visit the mosque, because I think 5 years ago or so they gathered some money. They built a mosque when my grandpa passed away, and it was way far than Jakarta, in another city. So I was excited for that, and that's the only reason I stayed in Jakarta. And then I went to the mosque the last day. It just, it makes up for all the time I spent in Jakarta. I was so happy, and the people there were very welcoming. They were very nice. They were very happy to see me. It was heartwarming. It was nice. It was beautiful. I still remember it until today. After that, I went back to JB, and I remember looking at my luggage I left in JB. I had 2 big luggages, like 2 big bags, and a small one, and another small one, if I'm not mistaken, and my backpack, which I took to Indonesia. And that time I knew I'm gonna be moving, at least to another apartment in JB or to another city. So I was like, I need to get rid of at least half of this, because it's too much to take around. It's too much.
Oh, that's when you became a minimalist.
You can say so, yeah. I mean, there I started the idea. I started thinking about it, like, actually, why do I need all of this? And when you think about it, we wear, let's say, 3-4 shirts every week, which are our favorite shirts.
I'm gonna be gentle. Let's say that you wear, an average person wears like 25% of their wardrobe. Like 75%. It's in case I get fat, in case I get thin.
Yeah.
And in case it gets cold, or if it's too hot. But
Or specific
you're really
occasions.
Yeah, true.
Dude, the other day I opened my wardrobe and I found like 4 to 5 jeans that I even forgot they existed. So I was here wondering, what am I doing with this again, And it does happen a lot. That's why I stopped buying t-shirts a long time ago.
You want to know what's funny?
You don't wear most of them.
Yep.
You want to know what's funny? I sold the
What is it?
sweatshirt today.
What?
Every semester. Okay, here's
Yeah.
What's funny is I sold the sweatshirt today. Every semester,
Oh.
I open my wardrobe and see what did I not wear throughout the whole semester. If something I wore for 1 time or 2 times, most probably I'll never wear it again, even on special occasions. Even when I say, oh, I wish I had that jeans, or I wish I had that shirt or blouse or all of that. So I'm thinking, okay, why do I need all of this? Especially as a girl, okay? And having all of this and all of that and all of these t-shirts and all of these jeans and all of these colors and all of that. I'm like, at the end of the day, I have 7 outfits that I can wear every single week and just change between them. A shirt can go with a jean, and another shirt can go with the same jean. It's all about being minimalist, and at the same time having to coordinate between shirts and jeans, or shirts and pants and all of that.
Exactly.
So I actually don't need all of this. So I decided to take out all of the stuff that I don't wear and put it aside and either sell it or donate it. So it depends.
Wow.
So that's the funny part. I sold a sweatshirt today.
That's nice. That's
Al
nice.
Baraka, that's good. You know what you
That's
said about
really good.
mixing between outfits, between a top and a lower part. Actually, I had a question with. I asked that question to Ahmed. Well, I'm gonna spoil because he went to Sri Lanka afterwards, and I was asking him why did he go with one bag? Like he literally traveled the whole period for like with one bag. I could never do that, you know. It was like
I
it's
stayed
that
for a
simple.
whole
Just get a
month
few
with
shorts.
one bag.
A whole month?
No
Dude,
way.
okay, that's details I only get to know now. I know he stayed there long, but then he was like, well, if you have enough pants, like I don't know what's the number again, like shorts and pants, and like just enough t-shirts and just mix with between them, and where you're not wearing, just wash it and then dry it. It's actually so easy to be minimalist, but I think we're closer to being on the what's the opposite of minimalist?
I don't know.
Maximalist
Is there a word for that?
or a hoarder?
Okay,
TV.
let's assume it's a maximalist. So I think most of us are closer to be a maximalist than a minimalist. Minimalist, if we just use the things we actually use, or if we just cater to those things, I think would make it way easier for all of us. But yeah, I think that's a skill I'm still learning, you know, because I'm trying to be minimalist as well, but I find it still challenging up until now. But you know, we're
And
still on the way.
this is why we said in the beginning, our grandparents, our parents, they lived a way simpler life because they wouldn't have that much of stuff, clothes and things, and you know they tried to make it as simple as possible. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
actually, in two dimensions, they didn't have physical baggage as much as we do, and they also didn't have emotional baggage as much as
Oh
we
no,
do.
no! Let me stop you there.
No.
Let me
I
stop
firmly
you
believe
there.
that. I
There
firmly
is
believe
always
that because
emotional baggage.
no.
But the
There
thing
is emotional baggage.
It's how you convey.
But I'm talking. Yeah, but I think that they were overlooking a lot of stuff. I think that's a topic that we can still entertain.
Yeah.
It's not. I disagree because it won't be overlooking. It would translate into their physical, like it's gonna translate either how they treat you, how they look, or yeah, I think it's either these two. It's how they treat you, how they treat others, or how they look. That's how you transfer emotional baggage, and that's why
like that
there are
perspective.
these, like, what is it called? Family something. What is it called?
Family
Where
trauma.
you like the generational trauma. That's
Oh, yeah,
where
generational
generational trauma comes from. So you can have, like, for example, you can have like a
Yeah, but
problem with
look,
money where you're very
Mariam.
like stingy, and you don't know
Mariam.
why, and that
Yeah, but
would
you're
be let me
proving
finish.
my point.
And
Mariam,
that
you're
will
proving my
be
point.
because your great grandfather didn't have that much money, so he had this fear of, I need to save so I don't die of hunger and my family can survive. So slowly it translated into being stingy, and then now you're like stingy and you don't know why that's happening. So that's when you
let me-
start to realize this, and you're like, okay, I need to break this. Why is this happening? Oh, might be from one of my grandparents. So I need to work on myself to stop this, so my kids and my grandkids don't get this.
All right, now you know what? You just proved my point because why? Let's say that your grandparents had a certain emotional baggage, okay? So they carried onto their kids. So their kids have their own emotional baggage, and they also hold their parents' emotional baggage. And then now you have the grandkids who has to hold the emotional baggage of the grandfather and the parents as well. And they have their own problems in their own lives. That's why I said that we all have emotional baggage. But at the end of the day, I think the kids hold way more emotional baggage than their own parents because they have to carry their own and their parents as well. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But we agree. I think we agree on a lot of things, and this is one of the things we agree on. It was just a clarity that needed to be made.
I would like to say something.
But that's a very pertinent point. Go ahead.
Our generation has to fix the generational trauma, has to fix the climate, has to fix a lot of things old people made, and we have to live through it. And then they're like, why is our mental health declining? It's because of them. Anyways, I like to blame people for my problems.
Wow. That was a strong statement.
That was sincere.
Oh,
So-
I wanted
so
to
back-
say something, like regarding the clothes. So, I have 2 points. Something regarding the clothes I don't wear. So, ever since 1 year before I graduated, I knew that would be like almost the last time I would go to Egypt, and I realized like it's been like 4 years, almost 4 years in UTM, and every time I move out, I have to like I have to filter my stuff out, and I like recruit people to help me filter my things out. Like my friends come and help me because I'm a professional hoarder, and every time it's the same huge same huge plastic bag of trash,
Yes,
and it's different people that throw stuff out. So then last year I decided, okay, I will take my stuff to Egypt. So then I went through most of like the clothes that I 100% don't wear, and the books I 100% won't read, and I don't want to read. And then I put them in like into a luggage, and I took them back to Egypt, and I left them at my parents. So now it's their problem, not mine. And guess what? Even after this, I still have stuff I need to throw out. So that's regarding the so I'm starting to realize I'm a maximalistic person, and I have no problem with it. And now regarding the clothes, so I realized something. If I don't see it, not even the clothes, anything I own, if I can't see it, it's not there, so I won't use it. So now what I do is I try to put everything, so to like arrange everything so that I can see, so that I can use. So clothes are now all hanged, and if I can't see anything, I won't wear it. So I try to work on this, like actively work on it. So like I'd go through my closet and I'd be like, okay, I want to wear this. Okay, so let's put it at the top, or like put it in the front so I can wear it. And I'm starting to force myself.
I'm imagining your apartment walls.
And I'm starting to force myself to like wear stuff I don't usually wear. So I know if I really don't want to wear it, or I'm too lazy to style it, so then I can move it out later. So yeah, it's been a fun experience.
Something related to change, what Mariam said, I had an idea of like relating it to change as basically like, you're not yourself, or you're not the same person you were a month ago or 2 months ago or even 3 months ago, obviously. So
Heck, I'm not the same as yesterday.
exactly.
I change every single night.
Exactly. So obviously you're gonna have things that you don't need anymore, or things that are not relevant in your life anymore. So every month or 2 or 3, you're obviously gonna have new things to throw out, or new things that you don't need anymore, so you can sell it or like donate it, or like do things with it. So yeah, that's it.
That's good to know. Ahmed, going back to your point about so your last day in Indonesia.
Yeah, all of this fight was because of the luggage. Come on now.
Yeah.
You didn't see me going 3 days Langkawi and having an 11 kilo bag, small bag. You just had to see
okay.
it.
I think it's a skill we need to learn from Ahmed.
No, I'm not saying it's bad, or I'm not saying you're supposed to throw half your clothes today. I mean, it just you need to look what you're wearing throughout the week, throughout the month. Like Mariam said, she's filtering every while. But I think, at least for me, I'm gonna be filtering what I don't wear, even if I'm 50% sure. So if I'm 100% sure this is out, if I'm 50% sure, I'm also out. It's also out, right? Because if it's 50% sure, then I think I'm not gonna wear it, because I want to wear the things that I like. I want to be comfortable. I want to look good in the things that makes me look good, and that's it. And it's not only about clothes, right? People usually talk about clothes. No, I want to be fashionable. You can. It's up to you. But even about other things in life, about your ideas, we can say the people. You can filter the people. You don't need 100 friends. You need good amount of friends with, let's say, quality over quantity again. Yeah. So it's not only about clothes, it's not about how do you look, it's about your thoughts, your people around you, your responsibilities. Because sometimes we set ourselves, right? Sometimes we just, meet someone new and we promise them that, oh, we're going to meet every week. Oh, we're going to read a book every week. And you don't even have the time for it. Maybe they will be complaining about something and then you will say, oh, I can help you with this. And you don't have time. You don't have mental capacity for that. It's just that you're being nice and you just keep throwing responsibilities on your back. So you don't need to do that with other people. This is also
learning
part
how to
of
say
it.
no.
Yeah.
Learning how to say no. I think I had a discussion yesterday with Mariam about
Me?
people. Should I mention that or?
Me?
Just get along with it.
Yesterday?
Yeah, or before yesterday. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I lost count of time.
Okay. Look, I'm sick. I'm on drugs. I started doing drugs. So my brain is not functioning at 100%.
Disclaimer, not actual drugs.
I did drugs today.
Not actual
This is
drugs.
me on drugs.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the topic, but it was basically about knowing when to say no when it
No,
comes to
it's
going out
related
and
to this
responsibilities in general. But but like I don't want to get too much into tangents because we have a storyline to follow. But that's a very important thing we can mention later if we have time.
Sure. So after I came back from Indonesia, I saw my luggage and I wanted to filter everything. I was left with a big bag and a small one, which I thought is fine. And I actually don't regret donating or throwing anything I did throw or donated. Because I actually never thought about it again. So maybe you can try that and then see how it goes. So I took my luggage and I went to another apartment in JB. I stayed there maybe for a month or two. And then I moved to Kuala Lumpur. I had my best friend staying here already. I was bothering him in his room for maybe a month. And then we found an apartment, which is this one I'm staying in right now. And I stayed there for another month, which is the last month of my tourism visa. So that time, I had to think again where to go, because I don't have the best passport in the world, right? I can't just jump anywhere I want, whenever I want. So I got a Saudi visa, tourism visa, not tourism, Umrah visa. And I stayed there for 3 months with my family. And during that time, I was already maybe 2-3 months already working as a teacher, as an Arabic teacher. And I still remember when I went back, I had the idea that I wanted to prove to my family that I have money, which was funny. So I brought them gifts, right? Because the first time I told them about my work as a freelancer, as a teacher, they didn't think it's a good thing to do. It's a good idea, right? And I was expecting that too. But I went back with gifts. And
So they believed.
yeah, so I'm like, look at me, I'm rich. But I'm not actually rich, I'm just starting, right? And I was working in Saudi as a teacher too, the same working hours. That time when they saw me working, when they used to ask me for things, and I'm like, okay, can I do it after work? I'm gonna be busy now. I'm gonna come tomorrow, and so on. When they see your family, when they see you working, when they see that you're actually busy, you have things to do, they would respect that. They would respect you way more than before. And from there, I felt that it's different. The way they look at me now is different. And I think this was very important for me.
Indeed, I can relate to that, because taking on responsibilities and working whatever you want to work in, but like showing your family that you're independent. I mean, they remain your parents. So at the end of the day, you still need them emotionally, whatever way they are supporting you. But having a say or being at least, or trying to be independent when it comes to financial means on your own is a big step. Especially for men. I don't know about women exactly, but for men, that's like a big win. It's like a major milestone in your life to be finally financially independent from your parents.
We have two women here, so
That's a very sexist.
Yeah, so
That's a very sexist sentence.
yeah, I don't care. That's my opinion.
Okay. Okay, so as eldest daughters, I think our perspective is different from other like order of kids.
Honestly,
I
yes,
agree.
I agree. I totally
Could be,
agree.
Definitely. I think the eldest kid, parents don't always make a difference whether it's a man or woman.
Yes.
They need to get out, like they need to stand out, and then we'll see the norms of society when it comes to younger siblings.
You're the base. So it's like as an eldest kid, you're the base on what they're going to compare everyone to.
You make the standard.
Yes. Which
My
is
siblings
a
are
think-
huge
compared to me
pressure.
now.
I think we're all eldest kids here, right?
Yes.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm the
That's why it's
eldest
an
in
interesting
both
discussion.
families. I'm the eldest grandchild. I'm like the top. Like I'm at that at the top of the pyramid. I'm like the king and queen
Rest in
because I'm the
peace.
eldest daughter and grandchild. I'm like the eldest. So yeah, it's a
and
pressure.
I mean, I want to add to that by a story of my friend. He was studying in the university, and if I'm not mistaken, he was in his 3rd year already, if not the 4th, I'm not sure. But he was in the last 2 years. And he realized that he needed to work. He needed to start working now because of the financials. And he also didn't like what he's studying, or he faced some problems with that. So in that case, he did not just drop off. He started working online while he was studying. So in any time of your life, either you were studying or you were doing anything else, you will have to do 2 things or 3 things at the same time, and it's going to be very stressful. And this is what we call transition. This is where we need to do this. When you're transitioning from one life to another, you need to do 2-3 things at the same time. And then when you see that something is working well for you, you can drop the other thing. One mistake that a lot of people do, they just all of a sudden stop what they're doing right now. And then they have nothing. They have nothing. And they start struggling with their mental health. They start struggling in the financials. They struggle in many different areas, and they just give up. It doesn't work for them anymore. So if you want to transition from something to another, you need to have that time in your life when you're doing 1 or 2 or 3 things at the same time.
It's like the blending
In practicality.
in
go ahead,
painting
go ahead.
when you blend.
I wanna and I don't entirely disagree with what you say, but I wanted to maybe not entirely disagree, but I would say that some people certain things doesn't work out for them. So maybe you can take on a job and you can say oh, I can work hard for it, and you can completely work hard and say you're gonna do everything and every single task, and you can completely end up doing it completely wrong because it's not for you. It's not built for you, So maybe during that time, if you realize that sooner, it would obviously be better. And when you do, you give up, or not give up, but say that you're aware that this is not for you, and completely go to try something else. This life, I feel it's all about learning new things. See what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If it doesn't work for you, just leave it. Don't waste time trying to be completely focused on it and say oh, I have to do this, and it has to work, and it has to work, and it has to work, and it has to work. If you have if you believe in yourself and you say that, oh, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. Obviously, at the end of times, it's gonna work, but it's gonna take a long time. And when you take a long time to learn something, is it better to take like the longest time to learn something, or take like small times and learn new things every single time? So when you think about it, like if something doesn't work for you, just leave it. Just leave it and start something else completely new. It's not giving up, but it's just saying that, this just doesn't work for me.
It's valuing your time, because at the end of the day, time is the most precious thing we own. Money goes and comes back. Relationships go and come back, but time goes and never comes back. So that's the most precious thing that you own. And coming back to the point that Ahmed was making and that Hajar was making, like if I put them together, I do agree with the fact that you gotta try stuff as long as you can and have like that sort of margin of transition. Like there's gonna be a time in which you're gonna be doing multiple things at the same time, and obviously some of them will not work out and some of them will persist. But you'll be happy that you didn't have that period in which you were just plain empty and having nothing to do. So if I have a question to ask to Ahmed, for example, when you started teaching after your graduation, right? After you were done with studies, did you wish you started working as a freelancer or in any sort of job earlier, or are you happy with the way it turned out?
I said this to all my close friends and to that one friend that told me to start teaching. I wish I started 2 years before. I wish. But at that time, I didn't have the idea that I'm going to be good at it. It's going to make that much money. And this is why I'm saying, I'm mentioning his story, because he started doing that while he was studying, right? And I'm not saying, and I'm not against you, Hajar. I'm saying we have to leave things, of course. We don't want to waste time. But you need to know when to leave this and when to drop this, when to give up, right? One of the things that we struggle with is when. So, for example, when you go to the mall, and I'm not sure what do they call these little things in the mall where you put 1 ringgit and then you move the stick to catch something. Did you know that?
Oh,
it's some sort of attraction.
What's it called? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So the idea behind that is you invest 1 ringgit, right? You move the stick, it doesn't work. It doesn't catch anything. And then you invest another ringgit. So let's imagine that money is time now. You invest another one, until it's 10. You didn't catch anything. But your mind is telling you, you already spent 10 ringgits. You need to do more. It's going to happen this time. It's going to happen next time. But actually, it didn't happen 10 times before. So you need to know when to stop. This is the idea. We need to know when to stop. So for him, he was doing 2 things at the same time. When he was sure that one thing is taking over, it's working well, he dropped the other, right? And as Muhammad said, we all value our time. And if we actually spend our time the best we can, we have 24 hours a day. If you're sleeping 10 hours, let's say you're a lazy ass, you're going to sleep 10 hours. You have 12 hours after that. 12 hours, just say I'm going to spend 5 hours doing 1, 5 hours doing 2. This is more than enough to do 2 things every day. And you don't have to work every day. You can work, 5 days a week or 4 days a week. It's up to you, as long as you're studying right now. This is why, again, I'm saying if you can take away one thing after this podcast is how to manage your life during your study. Because it's very important. Me and other examples of my friends, we were not ready after graduation. But I think what helped us is that we had different skills. So I was doing graphic design before, even when I was studying. After I graduated, I was trying really hard to work on that. It didn't work. And with that, I was doing graphic design after I graduated and started teaching a bit. And then when I saw that teaching is taking over graphic design, I just dropped graphic design. I didn't just stop graphic design all of a sudden because I'm not gonna eat tomorrow. I'm gonna die out of hunger. Yeah. So this is one thing we need to know how to do. When do we stop? How do we stop? How do we manage 2 things at the same time or 3 things at the same time? So this is what I was doing when I graduated, when I went to Indonesia, and then after I came back. When I moved to Kuala Lumpur, and then after that went to Saudi, I was doing teaching full-time already. And then I came back after that. God, I struggled a lot that period of my life. In Saudi, I applied for a master degree in Malaysia. And the university, for some reason, just didn't finish the application. I'm not sure what was happening with the visa, with the immigration. It was a lot of things going on, and you can't even explain it. You can't even say 1, 2, 3 happened, and that's why. It's just different struggles, and you just have to go through. So I was waiting until the last day. I had my flight back to Malaysia tomorrow, and I still didn't get the application finished. No visa, nothing. Right. So I had to go back to Malaysia again with a tourism visa. And I didn't want that to happen again because I'm tired. I don't want to travel now. If I have the money and I'm going to travel because I'm free and I want to enjoy, I would travel. I would do that. I would love that. But if I'm forced to do it, no, thanks. I don't want to do it now. So I came back to Malaysia with another 3 months. I mean, thanks, Malaysia. Like, much love. If there is no Malaysia, I'm not sure what would happen.
bless Malaysia.
Like, actually.
God bless Malaysia.
Yeah, like, if there is no Malaysia, oh my God, I'm not sure what would happen. But I came back with 3 months, and after that, I went to Sri Lanka. So this is maybe half of the story until Sri Lanka.
Do they have good tea?
Oh, in Sri Lanka?
Yes.
Ooh. They have everything good in there. Everything. Like, if you want to talk about it.
As far as my knowledge goes, I know they're like the holy land for tea. That's all the knowledge I know about Sri Lanka.
When I was in Sri Lanka, my father asked me to buy him tea. And I went to a market where they sell tea. It's huge with a lot of flavors you would never think about. Like, there is tea flavored with honey, with, I don't know, there's different things. It's weird. Everything. When you go to Indonesia and you see the Indomie, like, they have maybe 20 different flavors. This is the same, but in Sri Lanka. It's insane. It's insane. So this is about Sri Lanka.
And you stayed there for a month.
Yeah, so that time I was financially capable, right? Because I was already working, alhamdulillah. And I thought, if I'm forced to travel now, I'm not going to stay for a week in Indonesia. I'm going to go to another country. And I was thinking of my options because, I don't have a lot of options with my beautiful passport.
All of us. It's all of us. Except MBS.
Yeah, I mean, he can go to Singapore, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, ala kulli hal.
Yeah. So I was thinking of all of the options I had, and I was calling different people, and then one of them recommended Sri Lanka, and I was like, Sri Lanka, like, who would recommend that? Like, what's in there? There is nothing. And then I searched about it, and then he said he went there a month ago. They didn't ask him anything, blah, blah, blah. The visa was easy. And that time I realized that we need to ask people. We always need help, right? So it's for me, it's funny when I hear people saying, no, I'm all good by myself. I don't need people. I don't need friends. I don't need connections. Like, you're gonna die by yourself outside. It's a cruel world. It's a cruel world, yeah. Uh, so I went to Sri Lanka, and I was treated just like any other European with blue eyes. So I was like, hey, this is amazing.
Okay, next trip, Hagar. Hagar, we're going to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, wallah al-azim, I would recommend Sri Lanka every day. Like, it's amazing. I went there and I planned 28 days. I rented my room in Malaysia before I left, so I had extra money. And I planned through 3 or 4 places in Sri Lanka. So I would stay 3-4 days in each place until I'm bored of it. I would stay in one place. So the first place I went was the capital. It was just okay, just like any other capital. You would see the buildings and all. And then I went to the middle of Sri Lanka, where you see the mountains, and it's cold, and the greens, the tea, a lot of tea, too much tea everywhere. And then I went back to the beach side, and I fell in love with the beach side. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I used to wake up every day. I buy one coconut, right? And I walk by the beach. That's it. That's it. So you just do that every day.
Living the castaway Tom Hanks life.
Exactly. So you do that every day. When you finish it, you want another one, you go buy another one. Like, who would say no, And this is the feeling I love. I love freedom. I love to feel that I am free. I can do 1 or 2 or 3. I have options. I hate being forced. I don't like being forced at all. So I was there, and at the same time I was working at night. So I was still doing my classes at night. So 5-6 hours at night, and then the whole morning is for me to travel. And there I saw a lot of people from different countries, Russia, French, a lot of different people. They all do the same. So they work online, they do freelance. I mean, either they have working hours or they have just tasks to finish. This is what they do, and they just travel everywhere.
Yeah, you know what I saw recently? I think it's very widespread, and I think you guys would agree with that. The fact that in our world or our generation, we're way more ingrained towards freelancing or working on our own than working under companies like traditional corporates. Nobody likes that. And I saw it recently because I was following some guy, a bodybuilder that went to Bali for some reason and was working out there. And many of the people that were at the gym were like Europeans or like people from like the other side of the world that came to Bali and planned to stay there for I don't know how many months. Some didn't even know how long were they expecting to stay there, but they all had something or some sort of gig they were doing online. It doesn't have to be online, but like their own freelancing work, and like that gave them the freedom to be able to move around the world the way they wanted. And I saw that, I was like, that is so damn interesting. Like, why would you get yourself stuck to a certain place unless it's really good? But like, if you want more freedom, just do that. Like try to find something that can help you, that does not keep you stuck to a certain place and like gives you that freedom to be able to move around. And I think you saw that even in Sri Lanka. I don't know, for some reason they like to choose islands like, Bali, I don't know, whatever island in the area.
When you see it. Yeah, go.
Continue.
Go.
Okay, so you know how like freelancing has become a trend now. Like everyone's like, okay, it has been going on for a while. Okay, I personally have been looking for jobs, freelancing jobs, ever since I came to Malaysia, because I don't want to just depend on my parents' money or the allowance they're giving me to live in Malaysia. I wanted to like financially be dependent on myself and my family at the same time. Like at the same time, like when I was in first year or like in foundation, obviously I didn't have like the knowledge that I have now. Okay. Obviously I spent most of my allowance starting a business and it miserably failed, alhamdulillah. But I learned a lot from it. So I would recommend freelancing 100%, especially to students and especially to people who are looking for financial freedom. Not really financial freedom, but like, constant source of income, I would say.
Financial flexibility.
Flexibility, yes. Especially when you want to travel and at the same time you have work and all of that. One of the constraints that my dad is facing since he's working as a 9 to 5 job is traveling. He only travels during holidays and he only takes 1 month per year. Thing is about taking 1 month per year, he wants to travel around the world, but at the same time he wants to visit the family because now we live in Saudi Arabia. So for him to visit family 1 week or 2 weeks and then go to somewhere like for 1 week, it's tiring. It's tiring and it's financially draining. So when you think about it, like, okay, he has to work and then at the same time he wants to travel, but he's stuck in the same place over and over and over and over. And it's the same place for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. This generation is thinking differently and it's thinking out of the box. So when you say like, oh, I want to do freelance, oh, I can work from home. This is something new to them. Like my dad, okay, is not convinced at all about freelancing. He's saying it's a scam. He's saying it's a scam and they will not give you money. No matter how many times I tell him, this is the receipt. This is the receipt. I got money from this. He does not believe me at all unless he sees me traveling the world or something. Or like, I get him like something expensive like what Ahmed did to his family. So one of the things that I do recommend is, yes, freelancing and explore your options when it comes to like getting source of money. Like there's a lot of like resources around you. The internet is available. ChatGPT now is available. So use that wisely. Use that very wisely. AI tools are getting out of hand and they are going to make you money, believe me.
I mean, Ahmed, I think I'm pretty sure that Ahmed can back me up on this point, but there are so many options when it comes to freelancing. Like if you have skills, just try to find a way. And now you have ChatGPT. You can literally ask ChatGPT, okay, I have this skill. How do I make money from this? And it's going to tell you like the most common ways of getting money that people our age get it from are, let's say, photography. People work as part-time photographers. They take pictures and videos for restaurants, for example. Teaching. Recently I've got into teaching. Ahmed's also teaching, so he has way more experience than me. But teaching it pays a lot, first of all. It's very fun. And depending on the people you're teaching, you can learn so many things. And it creates a new network as well, because now you meet people that you normally wouldn't meet in the street, for example, And subhanAllah, I mean, I found teaching to be so effective in so many ways, and I think Ahmed has way more to say on this than me.
I mean, if you try, or let's say once you try it, you would never go back to anything else. Not saying that working 9 to 5 is bad. You still can work, because a lot of people like their routines. They like to go every day at the same time, going back at the same time, sleeping at the same time, and that's totally fine.
I think, sorry to cut you off, I think they're just comfortable with certainty.
Yeah.
There's something about knowing for sure that at the end of the month, I'm going to have this amount be in my bank account, than having to worry about it on a day-to-day basis. And then based on that, you just get comfortable with the way life is treating you. So there is that as well.
Mm-hmm. True, yeah. But there's the other hand, people who like to move, to go to places, to try things, to be flexible with their time, which is the most thing I like about being a freelancer. If you want to be a freelancer, this starts from today. So if you're in your first year, if you're in your last year, if you're doing whatever you're doing, you can just take 2-3 hours at the end of the day and develop any skill. And this is one of the things you have to do during your study, because you have a lot of free time. A lot of free time. Other than scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, which is very addicted, and you just go through 10,000 feelings in 1 hour, sadness, happiness, stupidity, and so on. Go try something else. Like, go start learning a new skill. And I'm not saying that as, oh, I'm the best person in the world, I have 10,000 skills. But I mean, at least have 1 or 2 skills that would help you, support you, if your studies, your major, your certificate after graduating did not help. You need to have more options. And this is something I told a lot of my juniors. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If that basket fell, you're doomed. You have nothing. So have 3 baskets or 4 baskets or even just 2, but have more than 1. Try different things. The time you have as you're studying in university, invested in something. And I'm not saying every day after coming back from the classes, you stay in your computer and work 10,000 hours. Just 2 hours every day. Just 2 hours every day, and you will see results after 3 months, after 2 months, even less time. And this is one of the ways to develop yourself. The small baby steps we take. Because when you tell someone you need to learn how to be, let's say, a videographer, they're going to be like, no, I don't know how to hold the camera. I mean, hold the camera in the first day, that's it. Second day, start recording. Third day, keep it steady. Baby steps. Even all of our habits, daily habits. As Hajar mentioned, that I started going to the gym, cooking my meals. I did not start that in 1 day or 1 night. I started once, I failed. I started twice, 3, 4 times. It didn't work. But start today with a baby step. Just go to the gym, look at the machines. Just look at them. The next day, try something. The third day, start working out. Start. Start with something small and then go on with that. Because all of our habits, eating habits, something very funny. We learn a lot about the benefits of, let's say, fruits or veggies or anything else. If you only take one of the fruits, let's say you want to, have a better skin, you need to eat, let's say, an apple every day, right? Just do it. Every day, 1 apple in the morning. I'm not saying this is true, but I'm saying you need to try adding different habits in your daily life. Because you will see results after 2-3 months. It's not going to happen in 1 day, because it's impossible.
Gradually. The advice, sorry Mariam, the advice that I give the most recently?
Yeah.
It's 1 sentence. Just start. I don't know how many times I've said it in the last couple of weeks. Like, people ask me advice and be like, oh, can I do this? But like, what happens if I do this? Dude, just start. You'll figure out the how on the way. You can never know everything when you start. Like, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to go through problems. You're going to have to face obstacles for you to figure out exactly how to do it. But you're going to be glad. One thing you're going to thank yourself for is that you're going to be glad that you made that step and you started. So starting is the biggest advice. I don't know so to anyone listening to this, I don't know what you're thinking, what you're hesitating to start, but like, just start and you'll thank yourself in the future.
Completely agree, wallahi.
Yes, Mariam.
Okay, so immediately to reply to what you said, the problem is not the starting, the problem is the maintaining. Yeah, you can start, my problem, like, for me, it's maintaining. Like I start and then I'm like, okay, now what? How do you do it? Like, let's take, for example, okay, so I struggle with sleep very, like, recently. It's been a horrible cycle. So once I finally like fix it and I start to wake up at Fajr and like normal humans, so my next question is, what do humans do after they wake up and they pray and they like eat breakfast and they get dressed and they're everything? So what now? What do I do now? So that's like my problem. It's like the maintaining of the habit. So before, like now I'm starting like a routine that I do. But before, when I started like trying to wake up normally, like normal healthy humans, my problem would be, yeah, what do you do now after? Okay, I finally woke up to Fajr. Not woke up to Fajr, like I didn't like stay awake till Fajr and then sleep. I woke up and then stayed. So like I started my day. So then now what? And then to fix that problem, negative Mariam would ruin my sleep because I didn't know what else to do after I wake up and fix my sleep. And then I realized I do that, and now it's okay. So that's about the
So
starting.
if you want to start something, let's say if you want to start a new habit, the key here is not to start extreme. You don't want to start 100%, right? You start 5% today. So for example, if you want to have the early morning routine, which I think is overrated, but if you want to start that, don't wake up at 5 tomorrow. Wake up at 10 tomorrow. And then the next week, start waking up at 7 or 8, Take it step by step. This is what we're saying. Because when you wake up at 10 tomorrow, you're not going to have way free time that you don't know what to do with. You're going to have less free time, right? You're going to have 2-3 tasks to do in the morning, and then other that, the other flexible tasks that you need to finish. But start slow. So this what also happens when people start a new diet. I want to eat healthy, and then they suddenly cut off all the junk food they used to eat. No shawarma anymore, no soft drinks, nothing. 2 days in, they give up. Why do you do that to yourself? Start small, I eat every day 2 shawarma sandwiches. Okay, I'm gonna start next week by eating only 1. Start slow. So if you do that, you're gonna see the difference.
I saw a video on TikTok. Okay, it basically says that staying healthy is hard, but so is also staying in your current state. It's also hard. It's very hard to stay in your current state without changing and doing anything. So choose your hard wisely.
Yeah. And that's why we say it's very important to see what you're eating. Are you working out? You don't have to work out, you can just have a walk every morning.
Staying active, exactly.
Okay, so I think I wanna say, like, I wanna get back to the point of like having the the multiple things you do, so when you change you don't panic. So reflecting on that and like listening to that now, when I graduated, I went into full panic mode. Technically, like a couple of months before, like the semester before graduating, I went into panic mode about my life. Like I'm still having a panic, like a midlife crisis every week, but that's fine. That's like now my new normal. But then, yeah, I would every like couple of months I would be like, okay, oh my god, what am I gonna do after graduation? Who am I? Do I even like what I'm doing? What am I gonna do? So I panicked, and it was like a very like the 2 months before the graduation date, like after the semester ended, those were dark, like the dark era of my mental health state, because yeah, I went so like dark because I didn't know what to do, that it was bad. And now, like, listening to what you guys said, if I had something like not really planned, but if I had something that I would have like spent my time doing other than my studies,
On the side,
regarding of like raising a skill or doing a job or whatever it was, I think that would have made it easier to transition. Because when you like transition drastically from being a uni student who has like a schedule, who has somewhat of a life, who has their own like known stresses, what you're gonna stress about, everything that's gonna happen, and like mentally you're okay because the sequence of the semester. But then you get thrown to the adult world, as a very young adult, like a 2-year-old adult, you're like, why? Who am I? I want to go back home. Take me back. And then you panic and then you do crazy things. So yeah, that was my reflection about what you guys said. So yeah.
Muhammad wanted to share something, I think.
Oh no! I think.
But I think
many other things,
it's all
well,
like whatever happens, just know that it's your fate to go through this, to have this, to do this, like whatever it is, the lows and the highs and everything in between. It's all written, and it's all supposed to happen to make you who you are right now. So just keep that in mind when you're panicking. Like that's how I am right now. Yeah, I know I'm panicking. I'm giving myself time to panic. It's fine. It's enjoyable, but I know it's gonna like it's for something somehow like in the future. So I'm okay with it. So like I'm getting used to my panicky like state, which is very. I hope this is not my adult life. I hope this is still my transition. Cause
I have very bad news for you.
I think I learned I think I learned from my NLP that I keep saying is there's the cycle of change. So you have normal state, and then change happens, and then chaos happens, and then the change becomes your new normal, and that's the cycle. So the chaos period depends on the person. It can be for a day, it can be for a month, it can be for a week, it can be for a whole year, it can be for a whole couple of years. So like the chaos depends on the person and depends on the situation. So I hope this is still my chaos state. I'm fine with it going to a couple of years. I'm okay with that, but I hope this is not my new normal of like having a mental breakdown every 2 days. So yeah, this is me right now. So know that whatever is happening to you, it's either your new normal or your chaos state.
See, look, Hajar said something very interesting. She said, trying to get a healthy life is hard, and so is staying fat, for example. And the same way, trying to hustle for money is hard, but it's also hard to stay with financial problems. So in life, choose your heart. And it goes back, when you think about the verse when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ, like we've created men in difficulty. So difficulty is bound to be in your life. Like nothing is easy at the end of the day. Nothing's easy. You gotta choose your struggles. At the end of the day, you're gonna struggle either way. So why not struggle on something you like? That's food for thought.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Or struggle in something you would enjoy more. In that sense,
one of the things that would help you go through post-graduation period of life is having a different communities while you were in university, and this is one thing that I don't like when I see people doing. If they joined, let's say, one club, which is an amazing thing to do, their whole personality is that club. Right? What's your name? I am that club in university, right? What do you do? If they're not joining any clubs, I'm a student, and that's it. What else are you? I'm a student. That's it. Well, do you have anything you do on the side? Any other skills? Nothing, right?
That was a personal attack to TEDx members.
I didn't mean that, but I mean in general. Don't just have one thing.
Right now.
Don't just have one thing in your life, because let's assume that you have a book. This book is about you, right? This book is about you in your 4 years in university. What is this book called? Is it called university and that's it? No, university is supposed to be one chapter in that book, right? Other chapters should be you, your skills, your hobbies, your time, your health, a lot of other things. But you making that one thing your whole book is the problem. This is what I think. So if you're having different communities in university, which is, I'm not gonna say very easy, but it's way easier than you not being in university. You can have different people, different circles, different friends, different activities, and from there you can have your connections, which in my experience after I graduated, I mean, it's funny to say, but I was requested to do a lot of graphic designs from different people that I never heard from in a long time. They're like, oh, I heard you do this. Can you do 1, 2, 3? I heard you're doing that. Can you help me with this? I have a company that asked for this. So connections, communities do different things, have different chapters in your book during your university.
I wanted to say, I 1000% agree on this, because I would not have the opportunities I have now if I did not join that many clubs. Also, I joined a lot of clubs, especially like as a first, second, third year student. I'm now fourth year, almost finishing, inshallah, graduating. But joining clubs and getting to know people, a lot of people, helps you a lot, especially with connections and all of that. And especially when people know you as this person who joined this and joined this and joined this and joined this. And especially if it's different roles. If you have experience in this and that, in this field, and this field, and this field, and you have knowledge in this field, and this field, and this field, you'll be asked to, people are going to talk about it, and people are going to say, oh, I know this person from this, and I know this could help her, or this, she could come and do this for me,
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what happened for me. I also I do graphic design, I do videography, I vlog, I do a lot of things, and if I don't present myself in a way that, I do this, and this, people are not going to ask me. So all of the opportunities I have, alhamdulillah for everything, but all the opportunities I have now is because of the clubs I joined and how I present myself and how much experience I have.
And that's a wrap, guys. Now, since you all enjoyed having Ahmed with us, we're bringing him back for another one very soon. So stay tuned. You're gonna love what's next. Take care.